This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Another exciting Talking Real Money extravaganza. I'm Don in Florida, where, by the way, get this, 30 degrees this weekend. We're getting 30 degrees this weekend.
It'd be colder than it is here.
I know. I'm frozen just thinking about it.
There go those oranges. Do they still grow oranges there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They grow houses here.
They grow houses?
Where there used to be oranges, they now grow houses.
And they grow theme parks?
They grow a lot of theme parks. We have lots of those.
You got that covered. And
we got that covered. Like everywhere in the country, they grow crypto. Everybody grows crypto. A little bit of that everywhere.
Get those power generators going. Yeah.
Did you hear Elon Musk's latest?
No.
He said, I'll eat at McDonald's if they'll accept Dogecoin.
Well, how often will he eat there? I mean, once every day, three times a day.
But here's the thing. Why Dogecoin? Of all the coins, it's the dumbest.
What's wrong with stablecoin?
It's a joke. It was a joke coin.
I know, but it worked out.
I got to tell you, I honestly, you know how wise I look like that?
You do.
Look like a professor. I honestly think that Elon Musk is manipulating Dogecoin. I do. I think he's manipulating it. He's trying to get Dogecoin pressed so his Dogecoins are more valuable.
I think Elon is manipulating all of us every day. He always has some new statement about taxes or cars or going whatever.
Elon, go build rockets. That's fine.
Yeah,
go build rockets.
Fun. He's having fun.
Yeah, I know. He's having a good time.
Yeah.
Bitcoin. We want to talk about crypto.
Yeah.
We hate crypto.
God's sakes. If you hadn't known that by now, by the way. Yeah.
We think you've lost your mind in addition to trillions of dollars in the past few weeks.
1.3 trillion with a T.
Do you know how many people in America own Bitcoin? Cryptos?
How many?
1 in 6. That's
so
stupid.
Let's see. So if there's 330 million, one out of that, how many is that? I got to do that.
50 million, something like that.
No. Is that right?
Yeah.
Own crypto?
Yeah. And here's the thing. The largest numbers of holders of crypto are people who are below the median wage in America.
Below the median
people
wage.
Who are trying to get rich quickly. Guys, This is not going to work out. Here's a piece from Barron's from last week that stated that here's how low Bitcoin can go. You ready? This is how low Bitcoin can go. How low do you think Bitcoin can go, Tom?
I think it could go to zero, frankly.
Zero. That is the bottom price for Bitcoin.
I hope it doesn't because I'd be so costly to so many people. But yeah, that's 49 million people by your measure. That's shocking.
A op-ed piece in the Wall Street Journal basically came to the conclusion that Bitcoin has no value. Bitcoin has no inherent value. Really? We've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah, so are we going to just open the floodgates now? Because I've got a couple of things I can add to all this. So,
well, probably the best little tale.
Yeah,
that I heard.
It's a good one.
To illustrate the stupidity.
Yeah.
Of cryptocurrencies.
And because the National Football League is big news right now.
Right. We got the Super Bowl coming up in a few weeks.
Yes, we do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's a really, really, really good player in the NFL. He's been around for a few years. Plays for the Los Angeles Rams. Just signed with them.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp?
Yeah. Is that the really, really good player for the LA Rams?
No, we're talking about
Matt Stafford?
Odell Beckham.
Oh, well, he was a soccer guy first, right? Then he decided to try football?
No, that was the other Beckham.
Okay.
That was the Beckham who could bend it.
Bend it. Yeah. And this guy wants to bend reality to fit his, but we'll see if it happens.
How do you bend a soccer ball? I don't.
You kick it with a certain part of your foot in a certain method.
Oh, and it bends? Is that what that meant?
It does, yes. Okay.
Well, anyway, Odell Beckham signed with the Rams this year, and
he got a reality bend.
He got a $750,000 signing bonus up front. He said, I want that in crypto.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is last fall, right? Yeah.
This was last fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what happened? Well, one, if he immediately got that $750,000 in crypto in November of 2021, he now has an income tax bill on that $750,000, which in California is about $375,000 in taxes.
50%.
So that leaves $375,000 of value.
Mm-hmm.
However, Bitcoin plunged in value, lost about half its value. So somebody crunched the numbers, and this was all over the place. This was in the Washington Post, a lot of sources. They crunched the numbers and figured out that his actual net income on that $750,000 after the decline in crypto and the tax hit was $35,000.
He's decided to become a school teacher now?
Exactly. School teachers of America, you can finally feel good about your salary when someone in the NFL made less than you.
Wait, that's not minimum wage. They're going to have to add back to that because he's not making minimum wage.
No, the number of hours he works, it's
that's
still
a good
above.
Point. Yeah.
It's still above minimum
3 hours
wage.
every Sunday or something. Okay,
but that's such a great illustration of why crypto
Mm-hmm.
stinks as a currency. Any crypto stinks as a currency. Currencies, except for the Turkish lira, aren't supposed to be this volatile.
Well, I mean, we haven't seen a currency this. The Turkish lira, I think, is still down about half.
Yeah.
In the last 12 months.
It's the Turkish lira.
Yeah, I mean, this is more mood swings than somebody I used to be in a relationship with. I mean, Frank, you haven't seen a currency like this really since Weimar, right?
Oh, my gosh. He's so full of these references.
Isn't that true, though? I mean,
actually, yeah, the Weimar mark was...
Yeah. You needed the proverbial,
well, the billion mark loaf of bread.
Yeah, right. I mean, and so that's not really what you want in a currency. Sorry, El Salvador, but I mean, this is not.
Yeah, that's the other story too.
Come on, really? Okay. And then part two. This is crypto. I still can't believe your number of 50 million Americans who own. I hope it's an insignificant amount because when this crashes further than it's crashed, it's not going to be pretty. But this is truly the greatest FOMO of maybe all time. I mean, the people that have rushed into this simply read the headline, didn't pay any attention to what this is, and have been absolutely crushed. Actually what it reminds me of, this, meme stocks, whatever other silly things. Oh, SPACs in the last year. It reminds me of that game. Remember the game in the 1970s called Frogger? Do you remember Frogger? You had the little frog. The frog jumps here and it jumps there and it jumps.
They still have Frogger. Frogger's just far more sophisticated graphically.
Yeah, well, and I'm probably still good at the old one after 3 or 4 beers. But here's the thing. I
bet you're not. My hand coordination's gone way downhill.
This reminds me of Frogger because you're like, boop, oh, meme stock. Nope, boop, over to Bitcoin, boop, up to SPACs until what's happening now, the tractor trailer finally does arrive and the frog is gone. I mean, come on. If you're still messing around with this, you're paying a price.
I can't begin to tell you how confident I am. And I'm rarely confident about my predictions. I really don't like making predictions about the future. But here's one of which I am highly confident. Cryptocurrencies will collapse because they don't serve any purpose. I know you guys are all going to argue the wacky little, well, you're just not up to date.
They take them at a pizza place down the road here, don't they?
I don't know.
Me either.
I don't know, but I'm telling you, the pizza's twice as expensive this week as it was 2 weeks ago.
It's a good point. So when you're listening to Wake Up with Bitcoin or Rick Edelman, who are encouraging you to run out and buy said cryptocurrency, keep that in mind, would you? Yeah, Rice, Delman, et al. Yeah, and play Frogger. It's more fun than losing your money playing Frogger. I'll put it that way.
We could add a lot more, like El Salvador, who's lost half of their national currency to Bitcoin speculation, but we won't. suffice it to say, if you're a listener who hasn't gotten into Bitcoin yet, or a viewer, congratulations. Keep it that way. If you're one who has, sorry you lost so much money. Maybe it's time to cut your losses.
And quick word to Mr. Beckham, if I might. Next contract, which I think will be a good one because he's had a good year and they've had a good run in the playoffs. Take it in American dollars. Just saying.
Even gold, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, gold is volatile, not this volatile.
No, this is.
And the other argument was the argument that this was a non-correlating asset to stocks.
Yes. Wow, let me think.
Stocks didn't go down anywhere near. Stocks didn't go down anywhere near as far.
That's a good point. And lost half of their value. They've only lost 10%. So, well, depending on which
actually,
stocks.
they're back up from that.
Yeah, well, still close.
We don't
Depends
know when
which
this
one.
airs.
Depends
we don't
which
know
ones.
when this airs.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be all over the place. Anyway, so there you have our crypto conversation. Again, our advice is to just leave it alone. And I hate to say we told you so.
Yeah, well, but
it'll go up again because people are inherently just not bright. You got to figure if over half of the, just under half of the population is above average intelligence, then just under half the population is below average intelligence.
I'm going to let you say that.
It's true.
That's a good point. But aren't we all above average? Isn't that what Mr. Keeler told us?
That's our belief.
Okay.
That we believe ourselves to be above
sure
average.
I'm an above average driver, right?
Now that I know for a fact is not true because I've ridden with you.
I'm sure I'm above average intelligence, right?
You should never ever think about NASCAR or
and I'm
Formula One racing.
Totally confident that I'm an above average lover. Totally confident of all those things. Can
you open the door? Dee Dee.
She's busy right
Danielle.
now.
Whoa. Hey.
She's very busy. Anyway, so
Tom's wife, come on in here. We got a question for you.
I don't want to get hurt twice today. Let's not.
Do you have questions for us? Well, you can call them in to us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 855-935-TALK, or you can send them in at talkingrealmoney.com, much like Danny did. Want to hear Danny's question?
Danny! Yes, go ahead.
Hi, guys. Love your show. Hate your sarcasm. Because sometimes I don't get it until later in the day.
Then you're better off. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. So not getting it would probably be the best part.
Indeed.
So my wife and I are 50. We receive a state pension, have 6 rentals, and work for a government contractor. You paying attention there, Thomas?
Yes.
Okay. I max out my Roth, but
I'm trying to decide how you get a pension at 50 unless you're a firefighter, but okay.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I cannot fund my wife's Roth because she is on medical disability and receives Social Security. There's no earned income, legal earned income there.
I don't know SSDI, what that
it doesn't
what that
count.
Means. Okay.
Anyway, my 401k at work is funded by a health and welfare stipend, and most goes toward my medical insurance. The leftover money is $100 per month, goes to a 401k at Principal. This total fringe benefit is about $9,000 a year. My employer retirement plan does not allow me to make additional contributions to 401 other than the one left over from the health and welfare, limiting me to a maximum of $19,500 a year. What other investing vehicles do we have available? And I know you will not say gold or crypto.
No, we won't. We won't.
Wait, and that now he
stocks?
says, I don't know where he got this last line of his letter.
Oh. No sarcasm, please.
He said, note, please stop telling people to move to sunny Arizona. We are full here.
Yeah, I'm coming soon.
Have we ever told anyone to move to Arizona?
I don't believe so, but we say a lot of things here, and people later tell me, I heard you say that. I think, when did I say that? You already
could
live
be
in
that
a
other
sunny
show
place.
with the paper plane drink.
You already say a lot of. You already live in a sunny place. What do you care?
Not
we'll
today.
see the sun here again in June or July.
Nasty. It looks like.
Okay, so what other vehicles? So other than the 401, I think he said, and the Roth, you're looking at an after-tax account.
Yeah. What's wrong with an after-tax account?
Absolutely nothing. Actually, in your case, that's a good place because now you're going to have multiple buckets, if you will, to draw from with different tax consequences.
Yeah,
Sure.
and you can get tax advantages. This is what people don't realize. There is a tax advantage available to you in that after-tax account if you
An annuity?
manage your accounts.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay.
But equity ETFs.
They're very tax efficient, correct?
They're very, very tax efficient. The only taxable events you'll have are the dividends that come in along the way from the stocks in the portfolio. You will not have capital gains distributions on which you'll have to pay taxes. And if you leave the stuff the heck alone and don't try to time and trade the market, then you don't pay any taxes until you take money out. And then when you pay taxes on that appreciation, that's going to be taxed as a long-term capital gain, which currently is a much lower tax rate than the income rate.
At 15% for most people. Two other advantages, of course, if you buy the right exchange-traded funds, they cost the expense ratio, very, very small. Number two, you trade them at no cost. Not suggesting you run out and start becoming a trader.
No,
but
here's
to
what you
buy
should
them,
say.
To
you
buy
buy
them,
them initially at no cost, and then years from now, when you need to sell some,
decades,
you will probably sell them at no. Probably. We can't tell you what the future holds, except that we're pretty sure crypto's not going to be worth anything.
So don't put your money in that. So no, I think, right, the Roth, the 401a, 401, and then an after tax. Nothing wrong with putting your money away after tax. People have a weird thing about that. Sure, why not?
Okay, I've maxed out my 401k. I can't do an IRA. I can't invest.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. The vast majority of my personal money is in after-tax accounts.
Oh, by the way, I think you could still do a non-deductible IRA.
You could.
Yeah.
And given the current tax rules, you could do a non-deductible IRA and backdoor it.
Backdoor Roth, yeah.
Into a Roth.
But I think he said he's doing a Roth. I think you heard.
He's doing a Roth.
So. Yeah. So you can't do the Roth and the non-deductible IRA. Okay.
So there we have it. And you can't do one for your wife because she doesn't have earned income. So, but you can still put
you could still do a Roth for her. Yeah.
I don't think she's eligible, is she?
Sure. You could do a Roth for your for a non-working spouse. Now you're gonna make me look it up.
I'm going to make me look it up too.
Okay.
Roth spouse disability. That's how we're going to look it up.
I don't think the disability comes into play.
Boom, ba-dum-dum. I have no idea. Okay, I'm just going to say I don't know.
Roth limits, if you're not working, IRS usually do not allow you to contribute. However, if you're married and file a joint return, you may be able to contribute because of special spousal IRA contributions. I believe you can.
All right, I'm going to go with you.
Check with your professional. Like, hopefully you'll find one not on this show. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, I'm reading that here too.
Yeah, I think you can for a non-working spouse. You can make a Roth contribution. So
we're going to say think.
Yeah,
maybe we're not tax experts, but that's what it says. All right, we're done. Thanks for being a part of our little get-together we call a podcast or a video cast today. And please join us in the future for more. We do a podcast almost every day, either a brand new one or we post one from many, many years ago that for some reason didn't end up on the current feed. And I don't know why. So we just are adding those back in. And by the way, Tom, an aside, somebody sent me a note saying, well, I heard on the podcast that if we write a review, you'll give us a free subscription to Real Investing Journal for a year.
Uh-oh. That is an old one.
That was an old podcast.
Let's see. We'll send you a hat maybe or something, or Don's book.
No, I was going to send him a financial physics.
Oh, okay. Send the physics. People love that.
Yeah, I'm going to send.
And by the way, speaking of free stuff, we are still doing the 1 hour with an advisor. Had a great session with a gentleman and his wife today, which I really enjoy. He had written a 3,000-word treatise on his retirement plan. Wow, detail, every single. I mean, and there were still a few holes that he hadn't thought about, so it was a helpful session to him. He's like, I didn't think about that. So happy to do those. Happy to have those conversations. Am I going to be on all of them? No, I'm on a few of them because there's only so much of me to go around.
Well, there's more than you think.
I wish there was less.
Probably, yeah, don't you? I wish there was a lot less of me.
I know, but there is. So to take advantage of that, you simply go to.
This face used to be thinner.
Wow. Show you the pictures behind me. To get that, all you have to do is go to Vestory.com, right, and ask for a meeting. It's free. We'll help you if we can.
Oh, and I also wanted to mention one more addition to this. If you, this is sort of a money-oriented thing. I've talked before about my podcast, Lit Reading.
Yes.
Not lip reading.
I did. Did I say anything?
You were going to.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, okay. Most
They
of the
said
time,
no
you do.
sarcasm today.
All right. But anyway, last week I did a new story by O. Henry called "The Romance of a Busy Broker," and it's fascinating in that it kind of describes the life of an early 20th century or late 19th century stockbroker.
Wow.
And so it's kind of fascinating just to look back at what their existence was like back there in the olden days.
And this is LIPreading.com?
See, he said he wasn't going to, but he lied.
Oh, come on.
LITREADING.com, Lit
mistake.
Reading, the romance of a busy broker.
Okay.
It's, I love O. Henry stories.
I'm going to have to go listen
They're
to
terrific.
that now.
They're really terrific. And it's a short one. I think it's only like 15 minutes long.
I only have another question. Has anyone else written us about the Blue Plate special? I thought we'd get more offers from restaurants across the country, which is disappointing.
And it surprises me because the next day we had a question from a guy in the town where the Blue Plate restaurant was.
Yeah.
Nobody responded.
Well, maybe it's too soon. Got to give people a little more time.
Maybe the restaurant's closed because of COVID.
Who knows? Oh, God, don't say that.
All right. Thanks. I'm Don. Tom's over there. I don't know how we managed to do this from two ends of the country, but we do. And all we do every day, 9:30 a.m., he calls me so we can talk real money.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for informational, educational, and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately and consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial product or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Appella Capital, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.